So, good afternoon, guys, and I will introduce to you my timeline for my development project of World of Warcraft game for the iPad version. So, this is mainly about the lore of World of Warcraft and fresh new lore, but most of the other aspects are fresh as well because I want to do a refresh. So everything will feel a brand new adventure to the fans of World of Warcraft. So if you have an interest in World of Warcraft and you love iPads too, I invite you to join the participation program for the development. And actually, I love iPad because of the apps it has, which are FaceTime and iCloud Mail. I use them frequently. They are formal and good for communication, and everything that I use on iPad is productive. So that's why I am a loyal fan of iPad. And that's but I see the necessity of doing World of Warcraft for iPad. So the media content will upgrade, and I can see the future in this game. The content just in the desktop version is so detailed, and it shares to the gamers the knowledge of survival, knowledge of war, knowledge of excitement, knowledge which all contributes to improving the attraction knowledge, which gives confidence and which is now more prioritized than money itself. So let's begin the explanation of the program. I didn't finish everything in one day or 1 week. It will be a long development program depending on the network of development the project will work for. So let's begin. So first of all, the writer network should be consistent with the email circulation mainly. I use email, so I prefer emails. And you can see my email address on my YouTube info. It's neil_isguera@icloud.com, and it's written in my YouTube homepage or YouTube info section if you forgot. So if you are not interested, I just iterate that it is only securely for the interest of the fans. So no need to bash the content. So I recommend that YouTube community will be more active, so research for stories or lores will be easier. You don't have to go outside when there is internet, and that's the use of YouTube. So I don't use iCloud Plus for storage because YouTube has unlimited media storage, and I'll use YouTube content as an alternate storage for the basis of the content in the new World of Warcraft. So next, Alliance and Horde can be renamed in the new version, but there are still two factions, whatever the renaming will be. So next, I recommend that there will be two different languages for the two opposite factions, the two opposing factions. Why? Because here because here is the explanation. Two separate languages spoken will represent the diversity of culture. It will give the feeling of factionalism, and that's mainly my point. So to fuel the rivalry which fuels the adrenaline of the game, separate languages adds to the tension between the two opposite factions. So how do I create the entire quest lines with a solid continuity from start to finish? So here it is. Shared faction quest giver at the final dungeons, and they should identify two resource nodes inside those dungeons that would transition the lore into the PvP gameplay. So the game includes dungeons from low level to high level, and at the end of the world of the game is the final dungeon, the most difficult of course, and beyond that is the PvP battleground, the sacred map. And so there, you escalate everything from dungeons to PvP. So that's how it is guiding the writing of the lores. So for example, quest giver for the one of the faction is giving an instruction to build the portal inside the dungeon onto the PvP battleground. And to do that, resource nodes inside the dungeon has to be activated to open the portal. And same idea for the other quest giver in the opposite faction. So these two dungeons from the opposite factions will open the PvP battleground where the highest level resource nodes are, which means it contains the best herbs, best skinnable beasts, best ores, and so on. So this is the reason why the game progresses further, because the high level resources are located in the middle of the map. So before, guild chats are mainly the objective of the outdated versions in the desktop World of Warcraft. You won't find any satisfaction rather than a continuous guild chat. But there's a problem to that. It will consume the economy, information economy, and denizens will compete for which guild has that feature, and everyone would stop satisfying the guild chats because they want to be the guild leaders of their own. So, but in the new system that is introduced in the new development for iPad lore of World of Warcraft, lootable guild chests of top guilds are likely organized along this PvP battleground to make the high-valued storage only accessible for invested high-level guild members. It makes the PvP map a treasure site. Though it may not be the exact case, it will more likely be. And this is the magic in World of Warcraft not even the best denizens could understand. A strategic location for valuable loots. So, as you as to explain this in simple terms, guild chests are the investment of guilds, and upon defeating the PvP members of the opposite guilds, you can loot their own guild chests, and which are more likely placed in the one map in the PvP battleground where high resources are available. And whether you have a whether you have a PvP, you have a guild chat, there is more satisfaction in the new system, which is, of course, guild chat will not go away, but there is a better satisfaction in looting guild chests. It's like grand treasure hunting between the guilds, between the war-torn guilds, and that's why the guild chest system will replace the ultimate satisfaction in the game of World of Warcraft instead of guild chats. And that's why they will risk their lives more. The denizens will risk their lives more to capture the guild chests of the other guilds rather than maintain survival to continue the chat. So guild chat is now a thing of the past, and the priority is on looting the guild chests of the opposite guilds. So, do you get the point? So, there is no superior denizen in this in this perspective, but the one who defeats the guild of the opposite faction shall claim the treasure of which is contained in their guild chests. And that's why it just keeps getting exciting for everyone, and not just for certain guild owners. And if you are interested in where this is going, I'll stop right here, and you can connect with me through my contact details, maybe through my email, which is listed on my YouTube info, or just comment right in my videos. So thank you for listening, and I hope we can continue the development of iPad World of Warcraft and make it available for everyone to play, so we can feel what it is truly like to experience the ultimate entertainment. That's it for now.